What's up guys, how are you doing? Today I'm going to show you guys how to have almost zero recoil in Delta Force. To be honest, I got three different builds, well, two builds to be honest. The third one, I think it doesn't really make sense, that's with the car, but there are only a few guns that you can get above 80 points when it comes to recoil. So yeah, let's get into it. So the car, I actually had a nice little build that gave me a decent amount of recoil management. If I apply that, you see it's like over 87. It's 87 points, which is actually extremely good. Just 13 points off being almost zero recoil. But remember, there's always spread and all these things. So I think that it's not really the best build because the car is pretty much built for being just budget friendly. But all these builds are gonna be like sub 300k because anything above that is actually a lot when it comes to having like a somewhat in between build. Obviously we want our build to be not too far from 500. You don't want to be out of position and just get killed and just keep losing over 600k gear. That's kind of crazy to me. So the builds are gonna be like sub 300k or about 300k, so then you can actually put your armor and stuff and actually be at somewhat just above 500k. All right, so then we have the car, which is it's all right. I ain't gonna lie, it's an all right build to be honest. I kind of like to switch this up with a suppressor. It's always nice to have a suppressor, not having a lot of noise, so no one wouldn't really find out where you're shooting at most of the time. Well, most of the time. So I usually use the advanced multi-caliber suppressor when I don't, which brings down the recoil to like 80 instead, which is still pretty good. Still pretty good. But the two main guns that I think are gonna be the best for you, and I think most big YouTubers are actually using it, is the AUG and the QBZ. I think Fixed basically showed you guys all about the QBZ by now, but the AUG for sure. So this one is just above 300k. I really wanted to make it be a little bit cheaper, but if I make it cheaper, I lose so much more handling. And if you guys know, handling is what makes you aim down sight quicker. So stability, you know what stability is? Your scope basically bobbing when you're in scope. Obviously, you can fix that by just holding down shift. Accuracy itself has nothing really to do with wobbling. It's mainly hip firing, so accuracy, you don't really have to worry about that. So it's mainly stability when you're shooting objects that are further, or players that are further. Your handling, which means that when you're aiming down sight, how long it takes for it to come up. Obviously, I use 60 round mags, so that's always gonna help with the handling, or should I say be a disadvantage on the handling, because it usually makes the handling go up or go down. So it's gonna have a little bit of a disadvantage on your handling for sure when you put a 60 round mag. But when it comes to aiming down sight, it's not like annoying whereby you're not gonna like it. It's pretty much there, so this is the build. Let's go to modify so you guys can see what I am working with. So we got this is actually where it's at. I'm telling you, this barrel actually changes a few things that makes the recoil be able to reach like 91 instead of like I think 87 it would be if we did like use any other cheap other barrels, to be honest. This is where it's at. It changes the whole way of the barrel and everything, how it looks. You could actually calibrate it a little bit more, but I don't like to play in the calibrations, to be honest. We have the angle grip. Obviously that's like a must in every single build. It does so much, so you must have that in the build. For the optics, I went with the 1.5. I think having a reflex sight is kind of crazy, but being able to like toggle to like a higher range is actually pretty good, just for poking shots and stuff like that. Just having the ability to even see further sometimes is actually good, especially when you're playing on lower graphics, sometimes you tend not to see certain things, so you need the extra magnification. Next up, everything else is pretty much tongue and cheek, as they say. So we got a little cheek pad, just helps with the recoil just a little bit, just a little bit of the stability. Obviously this too, just a little bit. I think they're like 1 or 2 points, you know, just to add of it. They're pretty cheap too. And then we have the magazine, which is like 20,000. But I think that you're always gonna need that amount of ammo in your gun. There's no way you're gonna like need less than that, no way you're gonna need more than that. But I think even in case you want to get your handling up, you could change it to a 20 round mag or a 30 round mag. I'm not gonna be mad at you, but I think that it's best to keep it as a 60 round, because you're gonna be able to keep on shooting and stay in the fight longer, less thinking about reloading, and having this as your main gun. Let's jump in the firing range of it. Shoot up the walls. We're not gonna try to like fix the recoil. We're not gonna try to adjust. We're just gonna shoot. So you see how long it actually takes to ride up. So just think, if in case you're actually managing your recoil, it would be like dead on. Yep. See how tight that is. See how tight that is. And I'm not really a master in like managing recoil or anything like that, but see how tight that is. Okay, let's change this up. Let's change the gear to purple, because obviously you're gonna want to go into normal with it. We have the most used gear right there. These are the most used gear, I think, in normal. And let's go. Let's save it up. Obviously you want to be peeking like this. So let's say you're in like a corner like this. Little poke shots. 30 meters. Actually, the recoil sometimes is so good that I try to even adjust when I don't even need to. So there's still gonna be some horizontal recoil which you cannot get away from. Obviously, they're always gonna be one of these. So if you try to get better horizontal recoil, your vertical recoil is gonna be crazy. But yeah, it's not like hard to like keep it in check. But yeah, you will do a lot of work. And remember, this is gray ammo, so let's put in some. Obviously you need some purple ammo in here. You may use some blue, mix it up, but I think you need to have at least a 30 stack or stack 60 of purple ammo for sure. Okay, so you're picking this. It's gonna be like 2 free shots, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't even feel right, to be honest. But that is 30 meters, which is the safest engagement range. Like butter. Like butter. Like butter, to be honest. The person is gonna feel like you're just hacking them. Let's move over to the QBZ. QBZ, as you can see the difference, controlled by 1 point. So it's gonna have the same kind of feeling. Pretty much the same attachments. But let's just go over it. I have the Sandstorm vertical compensator here. We put some of the patches. Some of the patches are mainly adding like 1 point to like where there is handling or stability. It's not doing much, but it doesn't cost much to actually add it. We're using a cheap longbow barrel. We could spend a little more money, but I think that it just makes sense, and seeing that it's like the most expensive too there. We got the angle foregrip. You must have this. If you don't have this, you're losing out on a ton of recoil management. Rear grip, invasion rear grip. Nothing else to choose from again. Cheek pad, just for a little thing. This is the platform kit that you need to use, obviously. So it's not that expensive. I think it's 18,000. It's not that expensive. Just looks purple for like no reason, to be honest. You got the optics, which is the 1.5 by 5, and obviously the 60 round mag also. set it up again. We know to 30 meters, which is the ideal range. It actually feels a little bit less on the horizontal recoil. I was actually trying to fix it up. And that's actually green ammo. Let's bump it up a little bit. Remember, any ammo you use really can work. It's just that you have to know where to hit the person. But yeah. Pretty much not going nowhere. It actually even bumps downwards. It actually bumps downwards, to be honest. Yeah, from the first shot, it bumps downwards, so it actually helps you. You can see a little bit of horizontal on it. But if in case you were to time your shots and burst your shots, I think that you're not gonna have much of a problem. Dead. Let's see how it shoots. Without like trying to fix it. Goes up to the right, which is nice. And let's see if in case we were to yeah, you can see the spread. It is tight, but you can see the spread a little bit there. But yeah, it's pretty good. I'll be posting some videos with it. I don't think I'll attach one to this because, well, this is already long, but yeah, trust me. Best, I'll have all the codes in the description, so thanks for watching. Oh yeah.